Have you guys ever wanted to be a character in one of your favorite movies or shows? Maybe a superhero or supervillain. ReelwUrld is making all of that possible. We are the first cinematic social network. Anything you post on our platform is part of a movie or show we're making together as a community. With our first show, Justice for Hire, we invite you to become a superhero or supervillain right from your phone. Our app will help you create a character, shoot scenes as that character, and then tie your scenes together with other people's scenes to expand the storyline. We have 7.5 million views on our first episode, a global community of people creating with us. And our patent for the crowdsourced cinematic universe model was just published last week. I have a team of 2 co-founders, one technical, one from the journalism world, and a board of advisors spanning across industries from Disney to NASDAQ to the FBI. We are currently running our first equity crowdfunding campaign on WeFunder right now, raising $1,070,000 with a 30% early bird investor discount. And I am promoting this campaign by driving around Hollywood in an Uber, using it as a mobile pitch meeting. What we're going to do with these funds: invest in marketing to sell more stock in the company for the campaign, expand our community from 80,000 to millions, hire some new folks, and we're going to invest in our technology so that anyone or any brand can make their own movie or show on our app or feed. That brings me to how we're going to make money. White labeling our app, consulting, ad revenue, brand sponsorships, and a user-generated marketplace that we actually currently have right now for stuff like custom action figures, which we also have right now. My name is Jan. I am the founder and CEO. I've run a successful production company since college. I went to film school at NYU. I've consulted for companies like Paramount Pictures and Universal Music Group on story and production and hundreds of millions of dollars in transactions. I'm also the coach of a national martial arts team and a 3-time world champion, and I bring that competitive mindset to ReelwUrld and all the things that we do. The inspiration behind the company is that I grew up at Marvel. My father is a comic book critic and writer, and he wrote a novel for his favorite character, the Silver Surfer, that was never published at Marvel. And Marvel's reasoning was that the way he introduced new characters was outside of the Marvel protocol. As a 10-year-old kid, I watched my father go into a depression. And I was really upset that this company we love so much made my dad sad. And so I said, never buying Marvel comics again. And anybody should be able to contribute to their favorite stories. And on ReelwUrld, you can. Within 2 years, we will be bigger than Marvel and DC combined in terms of original characters created on our platform. They'll all be owned and created by you. I'm here today to share this story with the investor communities, looking specifically for champions and only champions to work with us. If you see what we see, that the future of film and television is audience participation, then invest in ReelwUrld. Thank you so much. Our app per instance is about $50K. That's our cost. So we would charge 6 figures and up for 6-month campaigns for studios.
You talked about you would be larger than the other 2 competitors.
The larger than Marvel and DC combined is a metric based on how many original characters, intellectual property that Marvel and DC together hold. Marvel's 8,000 characters, DC is 10,000 characters. We'll surpass that in a few months on our platform. Crowdsourcing the character model.
Next question. So you mentioned that you're selling this to the studios?
That is on our plans. We right now are focused completely on our first show, Justice for Hire, and building and educating the community that this is even possible. Most people don't know that you can be a part of a movie or a show right from your phone. Anyone who's done anything similar in the business world is either an investor or an advisor on our board. We are very, very new in terms of how we are creating content.
Are you limited by the content being created by just one phone?
We're all about meeting people where they're at. So right now with our app, we have our first show, Justice for Hire. The concept is Uber for heroes, where you can hire a hero or become one and get paid. That premise lends itself to found footage and user-generated content that's shot on your phone without any special effects added. That's very, very intentional because the stories are also software. It's not just the technology we're developing, it's how you develop the narrative. And this type of narrative is called a collective journey story. So we're using a collective journey story model, the most popular of which is The Walking Dead. That's the most popular collective journey story on TV. But our narrative is focused on making sure that you can open your phone and shoot a video and feel good about yourself and contribute to a larger story.
What does that cost? If I want to shoot a 10-minute segment and be my own superhero in our movie, what is that costing me?
It's free to join Justice for Hire, our first show. Our intention is not to focus on monetizing our community right now as the first entry point. We want people to come in and have fun and great experiences, and we have a partnership set up to allow us to do that.
The Justice for Hire, so then you're going to sell that to the studio. studio based on the characters that we create.
The value of what we're doing is the process. And the process of actually looking people in the eye and being able to create massive amounts of people, which the studios cannot do, and they won't do. So we are in a very unique position in how we're making our first show as a template for how we can extend the brands of the major studio intellectual properties, such as, let's say, Batman. There's a comic book called Batman Incorporated, where Batman starts a company and hires other Bat people. And so it's like, wow, well, anybody can actually be a character in Batman Incorporated if you have the right thinking in terms of the narrative. So our platform, there's nothing else that exists like it in the world to have that kind of thinking in one place.
All right, let's give him a big hand. Good job. Thank you.